Hey, YouTube family, Facebook family. I am Pamela Boudre coming to you again tonight with just some real conversation. Nothing on any topic, but I've been getting asked a lot of questions, so I'm just going to answer the questions. Well, one of the things that for a long time in my life, a lot of people have just been coming to me, just asking me questions or talking to me or just opening up about their life. And it's nothing, special about me. I guess I just listen. Maybe they feel my spirit. Um, but everybody wants to come and talk and share some deep stuff with me. And some people have a lot of stories. Everyone has a story that need to be told or shared. And I can't say some people's situations in their lives has been very deep to people who have been touched as a child. A lot of secrets from just what some people have been sharing with me. So a lot of secrets, to people been touched by a family member, people who been lied to about who their dad is, not knowing who their dad is until being very grown, and then just sometimes how they're feeling about when it's revealed to them about who their father really is, and along their journey of can identify who their dad is, or their mom is saying who their dad is, and they looking around as they get older to see, something ain't right here. So of course people know in the family that that's not their dad, but they wait and they don't find out until they are in their 20s and 30s, and it's a lot of life where people has been through some serious stuff. And for me, when people open up and share, they all have stories to tell. As I told my own story of things that I went through, have been through, may be going through, I'm an open book, so I just share, because I never know who me sharing my story to is going to help them get set free or help them get delivered. And just over the course of time, I just, that's why I did the unforgiveness videos. And I could still go on and on about unforgiveness, because it's so real. It's so disturbing, because people who don't forgive, it hurts them. And I had a young lady, older lady actually, told me she seen my video on unforgiveness, and it was two people in her life that she haven't forgave in like 20 years. And she said because she seen my video, it's going to make her open up her heart to forgive those two people. So with that being said, that's why I do what I do, or that's why God had me to do what he's having me to do, because I don't know who is watching or who is looking, and that is going to set them free. So it's not about me, but it's about you all. It's about sharing my story and listening to other people's story. And eventually, some people are going to come on who wants to open up, who wants to share, who wants to get their story out there to help somebody else. So as time is going on, I'm just thankful that people are wanting to and willing to share their story. And I'm sure it's been stories told across the world, but every individual got their own story, and everyone has a purpose. And as you find that purpose, and don't let the enemy, make you embarrassed, um, make you feel guilty about certain things, that may have happened in your life that you had no control over because you were small. You were little. You have moms, who abuse children, neglect their children, and they don't think that that's abuse, but it is. It is. If you're not doing what you're supposed to do for your children when they're little, and you got it's daughters who open up and just share stuff where their parent or mom have been on drugs, and those wounds are still there, because when they talk about it, they talk about it so passionately and with so much emotion, and they take themselves back to when they were that child or that teenager. And I commend them for being able to open up and share with me. I'm just thankful for the place that God has me in, and that I could come to you all and just be real and just have real conversation, because that's what we need. We got so many people who, put masks on and, act like they all that, because they got their makeup on and their hair done, but your attitude sucks. You're just nasty. You talk to people certain kind of ways, but you think you got it going on. And in your eyes, you do. But other people see that fruit and be like, wow. And she says she a Christian. She says she love God, but you talk to people rough. Or he talked to people rough. Because they don't see it. So I just sit back and look and be like, wow, I just pray for him. Not to say all my stuff is together, but I try to have the fruits of the Lord, and just by different people calling me, saying how they were blessed by that, it lets me know I'm doing the right thing by just coming on and just sharing, whatever it is that God had me to speak on. So he not only want people to hear my story, but other people's story need to be told too, and this is going to be the platform. So as I said, I got some really good people that are willing to come on and share their stories. I'm looking forward to it. I guess it could be titled The Hidden Truth. People keep secrets, and I'm sure you all know that they'll say back in the day, what happens in this house or what happens in this family stays in this family. You don't talk about it. So you got people who are coming out as adults, like, hey, this happened to me when I was younger. This is, I had somebody to tell me some stuff today that I was like, what? Why we know about that? Crazy. That's probably why she drank today. People try to hide stuff with alcohol, cover it up with drugs, all because you don't want to deal with what happened. But if something happened to you, it wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault at all. And neither did you deserve any of it. Whoever did the touching, whoever did things to you that wasn't right, that was on them. But then you got to think about, why did they do that? Who did it to them? So it's just a chain reaction. A chain reaction and another chain reaction. And then it just makes you feel sad. Because they were only doing what was done to them. But instead of people talking about it and exposing it so it won't happen to somebody else, they shove it up under the rug. You don't want to deal with it. until now they 40, 45. Don't understand. Angry. Trying to live the life that they thought they were supposed to have. But unfortunately, they're not living that life. They living a whole nother life. Struggling. Wonder why it happened to them. Upset with God. Upset with that person not speaking to that person. You know, sometimes those people be so on drugs to try to medicate so they don't feel what they did or what happened to them. So when is it okay to get help? That's that plague people don't want to talk about. It's just getting help. There's nothing wrong with going to someone and talking about it to help you. Just don't know. Sometimes word can't even describe. It's a lot of emotions, a lot of confusion, a lot of anger, unforgiveness. It's a lot of that. And it goes deep. It goes so deep to only God can fix that. Only God can heal all wounds and all pain. You know, I'm thankful that I never had to experience anything like that. But just people who open up and share on a regular basis, talk about it as if it's an everyday thing that people just went through. I had to sometimes say back then, about maybe 10, 12 years ago, excuse me, what did you just say? You said what? And then they would say it again, and I was like, wow. Crazy. But it's life. It's somebody else's life. The young lady today was like, said a whole lot of stuff. Just a whole lot. And God just had me to let her know that He loved her. She's the apple of His eye. And I gave her a hug. And I'm a hugger. And I remember back when I was, teaching hair. I'm a hair instructor too, cosmetology instructor. And I know I got many hats. So I'll never be without a job, never be without making some kind of money. I'm an entrepreneur by spirit. So now my thing is helping people get credit. I'm an excellent credit, I'll come back to that though. So this young lady, as when I was, teaching in cosmetology school, because I hugged everybody, black, white, Asian, didn't matter. I just hugged everybody. And she said, wow. She said, you know what, Miss Pam? She said, you must didn't get a lot of love coming up. And I said, why would you say that? And she said, because you hug everybody. I said, no, my mom showed a lot of love towards me and my brothers. I knew I was loved. I said, my mom would kiss me coming in and kiss me going out. Now, one thing she didn't do was hug. And the first time I hugged her and was crying, she was sick. And, I cried and let her know if anything was to ever happen to her, I wouldn't know what to do. That was almost 20, this month, October, would be 26 years ago. 26 years later, here I am, about to be 52, doing what God called me to do. So But anyway, I'm a lot like my mom. She left her spirit so deep in me, as well as God putting his spirit in me to, I know the type of person that he created me to be, and I'm thankful for that, because I'm now coming into flourishing of my purpose and who I am. And I love that about myself. I love that about, I tell my kids all the time, I'm a lot like my mother, because they never got a chance to meet my mom. She was gone on to be with the Lord before any of my children was born. So I said, no, honey, it wasn't that I didn't get a lot of love. I did. I said, but you never know who my hug might touch, who my hug might save, who my hug might deliver. You never know. So, of course, as my kids got to be, teenage, going to middle school, they wanted to get out the car when I would be a stay-at-home mom. I would drop them off. And they don't want me to hug and kiss them. But no. We're not going to skip that, because guess what? I never know when it might be my last hug or my last kiss from you, or from me, for that matter. So I've done that constantly. So now today it's without giving. They just come in the house, they give me a hug, they give me a kiss, and so do their friends, because I love on them too. And that's one of the things that I'll hear them tell their friends, grown friends, oh, my mom, she gonna love on you. Some people, you'd be surprised at how many people don't get that. So when I hugged that young lady, it was like, wow, how she needed that hug, because she hadn't had one in a long time. A hug, a genuine hug, can go a long way. That's how God shows his love on people, is he have to use us. So we have to be obedient vessels to show his love. And whoever heart God is tugging on to go ahead and do it, now is the time, because he has a certain amount of people tied to me, just like he has a certain amount of people tied to you. But you have a time frame, because if he can't use you, he'll move on to the person that's willing. He'll move to the next person. Just like if you have gifts and you don't use them, you'll lose them. So I'm just doing real talk today, y'all. So I'm just thankful that not only did I hug her today, but when I hug people, and I don't just give them a light hug, I give them a genuine hug, and they can feel it. And as I hug them, I could feel God's spirit moving on them too, moving on me as well as them, just to know that it's a genuine hug and they really needed that. And sometimes I might need the hug. I'm not where I don't need a hug too. I'm not where I don't need love too. I need it just like everybody else do. So I give it. My husband and I went out on a date with some other couples on Saturday. And we went out, and there was some young ladies sitting at the table, and I don't meet strangers. And I was just talking to them about, loving on your man if they have one. One lady said that she was just getting divorced. And I said, it's okay. I've been divorced twice. So there is life after divorce. And she was so thankful for that. Because, some people get a divorce and think it's over. No, it's not over. It's a new beginning. A new beginning. Every transformation, every transition, every different level, or every different aspect of our life is always something new. You have to deal with it in a positive way. Because the more you deal with transformation in a positive way, the better off your life will be. But if you mean and mad about stuff, you don't want to let it go, you're just hindering your blessings. That's all. So let's not hinder our blessings anymore. Let's just go through whatever happens in our life, good, bad, or ugly. Learn how to deal with it. Take life by the horns. Use your experiences to set somebody else free, to help somebody, to deliver somebody. So I charge you to do that. So as I end this on tonight, I'm looking forward to my guest speaker. That's going to be sometime this week, not sure when we're going to be able to get together, but it's going to happen this week. So I'm looking forward to it. Stay tuned. Again, my name is Pamela Boudre. You can go to my YouTube channel, which is my name, Pamela Boudre, Boudrey, and subscribe and share, because God has a whole lot more that He wants to talk through me about. So, love you guys. Just having a conversation with you all. That's it. So, have a good night. If it's something been said, on tonight, just through real talk, just, you want to hit me up, go to my Facebook page, inbox me, Pamela Galloway Boudre. Let's start some dialogue, some conversation. You have some questions, by all means, feel free to ask. If it's something you want to talk about, let me know. So, love you guys. Have a good night. Talk to you soon.